Hi, this is the second video on the push-up series. This video is about the third reason why push-ups may weaken your body. And actually it will seem to you a bit similar to the second reason, but there is a difference. And because the third reason is about maintaining good tonicity in the core. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you remember, but in the last time I took one example of one guy with stronger arms and weaker core to illustrate the need to focus on weaker muscles of the body while doing push-ups. So it seems similar, but it's not, because actually, yeah, I took a misleading example, but maybe I should have taken a more specific example, one specific muscle in the core area that is weaker than the others. So maybe you're trying to contract your core while doing push-ups, but you're neglecting you're missing the weaker muscles. You're just using stronger muscle of your core and you're forgetting the weaker muscles. So you see, you can still apply the third reason, but not applying the second reason. So that's the difference. And so just one video for the third reason, because I want to explain some things. So it will take a bit some time. And also because not using enough the core, not contracting well the core while doing push-ups, it's a very common mistake among beginners. Why it's so common? Simply because the core is more complex. It has more complexity than the limbs, like the legs and the arms. Because you can imagine that complexity by because the core has a framework, which is the spinal column, and you can see it has many joints, many vertebrae, and maybe I don't know the exact number, but I think it's 35 or more vertebrae, 35 joints. So quite a lot of joints just in the core area, and in the limbs, in the arms and legs, not so many joints. There are not so many joints. There are just shoulder, elbow, and shoulder. So more complexity means that you have to use more focus, more nervous energy to control that area. So it means also that what makes your movements, what gives you more freedom of movement. You have more joints, so you have more freedom of movement. It sounds logic. And that freedom comes with a price, and the price is energy. And not any kind of energy, but focus, really. Focus is nervous energy. So why it is important to have a well-contracted core? It's first you have to understand that the core, and mainly the center of gravity, which is slightly below your navel, is the meeting point, the crossroad of all kinetic chains in the body. What does it mean? It means that whenever you move, kinetic energy travels through the body, and at some point, if you use your core well, at some point that energy will travel through your core and your center of gravity. Your center of gravity is like concentrating energy and redistributing it to all parts of your body. So at least it's what you feel when you use your body in that way, with contracting your core. You really feel that your center of gravity is the meeting point of all that energies. And if your core is not well contracted, there is no energy transfer. So have one analogy to understand that. You can imagine your body as a staff. You have extremities as the legs and arms, and the middle section is the core. If I hit the staff at some point, any kind of point, you hear a sound, and that sound means that there is a vibration that runs through the staff. So you have energy that travels through all the points of the staff, not just one point. All points receive that energy. And that's the reason why also if I push the staff, all the staff is moving, not just one point. If you have something softer, like a rope, really soft, you see, if I'm hitting the rope, you're not hearing any sound. So there is no energy that is transferred through the rope. The energy just absorbed in one point, and it's changed the structure of the rope. And also, if I try to move the rope, I'm just moving one point of the rope, but the other points of the rope, I just in the same position, quite the same position. So yeah, having rigidity is what allows movement, basically. It what allows it what binds things together. So all points, all the body can move, not just one point. And the example of the rope gives you also very interesting insights, because you can see that it's changing the structure of the rope. So from the body perspective, it means that the energy is instead of being used by muscles, it's absorbed by joints and by bones, joints. And that's the reason why you can end up with joints pain, joint weakness, because you have you can end up with back pain, for example, knee pain, elbow pain. So that's because you like unity in your body. You like that coordination between muscles, transfer of energy between muscles, and this transfer of energy, so it's allowed mainly by the core stability and core strength. So yeah, so actually the movement it's easier because the load is shared between each muscle. So each muscle will have less work to accomplish one movement. So it will be easier to perform push-ups by contracting the core than trying to make push-ups without contracting the core. So maybe you're doing just 10 push-ups without focusing on the core, and just by having a good tonicity in the core, you will be able to do as much as 20 push-ups. So really, it's something that eases your movement. It will be more difficult at the nervous level. It requires more nervous energy, but it will be easier from the muscle perspective. That doesn't mean that you won't reach muscle fatigue. You will reach muscle fatigue at some point. It's not a problem. But you're just avoiding to be hurt. And you want to avoid injuries of any kind. And it's about also learning to have intelligence in your body, to use your body with intelligence. So to have coordination, it's very important for any kind of sports, especially dance, martial arts, gymnastics. Requires a lot of coordination. And and why one direction is better than the other? Why focusing more on nervous energy and less on muscle? Why you want to look for nervous stimulation and not really muscle stimulation, because just consider that by not doing something, you're doing something. And when you're doing something, you're learning at the same time. So by not doing something, you're learning to not do that thing. So so for example, by not using your nervous system, by not using as much as you should do, you will learn to just to use your muscles, but your nervous system will be weaker and weaker because you're not using it. You're not using it with discipline, and so yeah, it will get weaker, and so you will lack of coordination, and you will be it will be more difficult to make some more complex movements. You will strain your muscles. You can strain your muscles. So yeah. So to summarize, you need more awareness in the core because it allows more unity. It what allows more unity, more it what allows energy transfer through the body, and easiness in movement and coordination. So yeah, it's I think it's an essential part of for doing push-ups. Okay, so in the next video I will talk about 2 other reasons why push-ups may weaken your body. And thank you for watching, and see you later.